Adding faster passages into your guitar solos can be pretty tricky, even if you already have a lot of speed developed. So what I want to try and do is help you find your speed limit, so to say, on the guitar in different musical scenarios, so you can really kind of play as fast as you comfortably can without sounding bad. You really don't want to be playing faster than your limits. If the fastest you can play on a certain song is 16th notes, and you try playing off something like 32nd note or 16th note triplets, it's going to sound bad. And if you just try and cram in fast notes over the beat without really paying attention to where they fall in, I don't know, it might sound good to you, but for most listeners, it's just not going to sit comfortably. That rhythmic grid is pretty important to making a tight-sounding guitar solo. So here's what I want to do. I've got a jam track in A Dorian, and the shape I'm going to be using, I'll be using some of the pentatonic minor in the first position as well, but basically what I'm going to be working on is the A Dorian shape like this. Now, I have that set up 3 notes per string. I like 3 notes per string shapes because you can economy pick through them. You can get a lot of speed out of it that way. And even if you're not economy picking, you can play them with legato with all hammer-ons and pull-offs instead, and you can develop a lot of speed that way as well. So I think it's a good place for us to start here as far as developing a speed limit for a solo. So what I would think about doing here is listen to your jam track first, and then try and go through the entire scale up and down just using quarter notes. Now this is a really fast jam track, but if you can't play quarter notes to it, you're definitely not going to be able to play a lead on top of it. So let's take a listen to just playing up and down quarter notes. It'll actually sound surprisingly good, just going up and down the scale. But let's take a listen. 3, 4. Back down. Okay. So from there, your next step, okay, you can obviously play quarter notes at this point, hopefully, if not practice a lot. We're going to go up, the next one that's quarter notes 1 note per beat, so let's try 2 notes per beat. Those would be eighth notes, so it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and twice as fast as what we were doing before. And we'll try and go up and down, just downstrokes. I'm not going to do any alternate picking yet. I'm just going to try and pick down eighth notes and see, can I play eighth notes at this same tempo? 3 and 4 and... pretty good. Now, if I wanted to, let's say that's as fast as I can go, I can still get away with playing a pretty good guitar solo just by doing that, going up and down the scale, just using eighth notes. I wouldn't recommend going all the way up and all the way down, but maybe start in the middle and come up a few notes, and then come back down a few notes. But even just using eighth notes, you could get something that's fairly melodic. Let's take a quick listen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... It's not that exciting, but hey, at least it works. It's melodic. So I skipped half note triplets or quarter note triplets. I don't think that's too relevant right now, but I do want to go into eighth note triplets. That'll be 3 notes per beat. So our tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplets would be 3 notes per beat. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. That's going to be tricky. Okay, now it's starting to get fast, and it's going to start approaching my speed limit as a guitar player. Since I have this set up 3 notes per string, it's going to be kind of easy for me to play triplets because I could just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And I could play with hammer-ons if I was really lazy and I didn't have the picking work. I could just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to see, can I play triplets at this speed limit? And that means when I'm improvising, I actually have the opportunity to play some triplets. So let's find out. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Very good. Okay, so I can play it with triplets right now. That's a good sign. But 16th notes I know are going to give me a lot of trouble. So watch me fail trying to play 16th notes up and down. It's going to be 4 notes per beat. Our tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have a lot of trouble. And as you play, you're not going to end up landing on a beat all the time, so it'll sound a little funny. But I'll show you how I'm going to still play 16th notes, even though it's outside of my speed limit. But we're kind of approaching my limit here as a player. And let's take a listen. Up and down A Dorian with 16th notes, 4 notes per beat. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I mean, it's a little sloppy right there. Definitely not clean as I would like. And playing, I mean, improvising at that speed is going to really rack my brain. I don't know how I would be able to keep up with my fingers if I'm just trying to make up licks at that speed. So here's what I do. I found my speed limit. I can play 16th notes, just not cleanly and accurately. But I'm trying to do something difficult. I'm going through the whole scale. So what if I isolate and find something that I can play 16th notes at? Looking at just these top strings here, those 3 notes, I know I'm pretty good at this little move right here, and it's easy because it's on 1 string, so I could probably fit that in anytime that I want. Also, if I come back here to pentatonic, there's a lick that I used to, that I practiced a long time ago. It just goes 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and I know I can keep that one pretty fast. So maybe instead of just using the entire scale up and down, which is going to get me in trouble when I'm soloing, I'm going to get out of time a lot, maybe I'll only do 16th notes when I know I can. With this move right here, which I've practiced many times before, and this move right here. And that move, of course, is translatable to this string, or this string. All right, so basically what I think here now is I'm going to start crafting my next solo here. I'm going to play an improvised solo with me reaching all those kind of different levels of rhythmic intensity. And I'm going to be thinking about trying to mainly stay at my fastest note, which is 8th note triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. Occasionally, I'll be able to throw in 16th note bursts if I stay in one spot and do something I'm comfortable with. I can do some 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and in those places that I just showed you. And then in between, you have to slow things down with some 8th notes and quarter notes and notes that just ring out for a long time. So I'll try and put those all together, but at least now I have a grasp of how fast can I go. Because you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. It's going to sound bad. But you're better off playing slowly and in time than you are playing really quickly and out of time. It does not sound good, and nobody wants to hear that. Your guitar solo will sound infinitely better if you're paying more attention to your rhythm as opposed to just the notes you're playing. So through this entire thing, I'm not even paying too much attention to the actual tone. I'm just paying attention to, is it on time? Is it in the scale shape? Okay? So I'm just going to try and press play here, and I'll try to throw together all those different rhythms, and we'll hear what that sounds like. Okay, so, you know, it's a little mechanical sounding solo, right? It wasn't that very emotional. I was trying to go through a lot of the different rhythmic cycles there. Wasn't paying too much attention to how they fit together. And to be honest, I really don't like the way 8th note triplets sound over this jam. Maybe very sparsely you could put them in there. But regardless, I think this gives you, hopefully, a decent idea of, you know, what I'm thinking about when I'm trying to play a solo, write a solo, improvise a solo. The first thing I'm trying to do is think about, okay, where can I play fast? Because I like playing fast. I'm not the fastest player in the world by any means. And, you know, going any faster than 16th notes would really give me a problem. If I'm trying to do septuplets or, you know, 16th note triplets, I'd probably have to go into tapping for something like that. But even then, I can still use this to play fast as long as I find moments where I can play fast. So that's why I like to practice little licks. I like to practice little tiny things over and over again that you can use in any position, in any scale, pretty much wherever you like. And that way, once you find your speed limit on a specific song, you can just start using that and calling that lick up whenever you like. So I know it's a little different this time around, but I hope this makes sense. And please let me know if you enjoy this or if you have any questions on it. Thanks for watching.